one I thought was free.
Take your time, take your time.
And sometimes when we say a prayer, we close our eyes, we look down, we look up. We do this sacred work. May we all be filled with the sense of power that we have when we stand together, standing up for all that we believe in. As we stand up speaking before them, and as we
This is a hearing conducted by the Committee on Public Safety to deal with resolution number 313080 to determine ICE detainer policy. And we are thankful that see democracy in its finest.
We want to say we are with you. We look forward to this discussion. Extend our hands in friendship and partnership to do what we can to change the policies that exist for people who come in Philadelphia and beyond.
This city does not get a lot of help from the federal government in many areas, including education and other things. We should not be doing their job. We should not be incurring costs to do something that they want to do.
The testimony of this hearing are important to us because it's important that we record these stories and that we learn from the experts and the serious legal and constitutional issues involved. It's a historic step for a major city like Philadelphia to go on the map and say that we want our city to be safe and we will not allow the federal government to come in and use their immigration policies or lack thereof as a mechanism to separate, divide our communities, and make our city
I live in constant fear that my mother, who is undocumented, could be at the wrong place at the wrong time. For example, if there's a robbery at the bakery, my mother would think twice before calling the police because she would not like to get in touch with the police. And this is something that we live in a daily basis, trying not to get involved with the police because of our immigration status.
Identificar voluntariamente a miembros de nuestra comunidad para ser deportados mediante el uso de detenciones en nombre de ICE o permitirles la entrada a edificios de agentes que vigilan el orden público en la ciudad produce desconfianza entre la comunidad inmigrante y la policía urbana, además de violar nuestra creencia en la dignidad humana y el derecho de tener una segunda oportunidad.
I am also a refugee from Cambodia. I have a felony conviction. I am a U.S. citizen and I did not have to face the consequence of deportation. But I have supported my friends and their families and other community members as they have gone through the deportation process. As a refugees, we experience the consequence of ICE every single day.
The fear of deportation, the fear of being arrested for bringing forth criminal acts has been the common thread. And if I heard nothing else, I've heard that part of it that has been a deterrent to people coming forth and being witnesses who have been victimized by crime. And secondly, and as importantly, the use of these nefarious individuals as a threat to make people do things that they don't want to do. So we're hearing you loud and clear.
I'm just amazed that we're not in this hearing because these people break our laws. They come in here and want our law enforcement people to break laws. Well, I don't understand that.
Whenever people say all, whenever people say everyone, and particularly when you say you people, that's usually wrong. I want you to know that when I took an oath to be a councilman in the city of Philadelphia, nowhere did it says defend the Constitution, defend the Pennsylvania Constitution, and the city charter. Nowhere in there did it say anything about deportation, checking IDs, or any of those kinds of things that belong at the federal government level. So I'd like to stay within my wheelhouse of information. We have enough pressing issues at the city level, pressing issues that our police department has to deal with every day, than for me to deal with another department's issue.
What we have noted is that ICE operates virtually independently, with no checks and balances. It comes in the night, it comes unannounced, they detain you how long they want to.
Yo le decía que no sabía de qué hablaba. Entró a mi casa, yo le pedí que no gritara porque mis hijos de 3 y 5 años estaban aterrorizados, pero él siguió gritando en inglés. Hice varios intentos de que no asustara a mis hijos, pero él me empujó. Pasó a la cocina donde estaban ellos gritando, asustados, y les gritó que se callaran y me apuntaron con la pistola.
Ever since the police in Amiga took his father because he didn't have an identification card, it has been really hard. I thought to myself, no wonder he lashes out to people and runs and hugs my knees. His mom is always working, he doesn't have his father, and he doesn't understand why. He's angry.
Mi hijo fue deportado después de haber vivido en Estados Unidos por 19 años. Aquí en este país se formó, tenía sueños de trabajar como piloto, de estudiar, crecer como un ser humano y servir a este país. Era un muchacho de gran corazón involucrado en la comunidad y en la iglesia.
Me dijo que no podía aceptar el pago porque ya tenía un detenido o ISO, que aunque yo pagara de nada serviría. Pero en cambio mi hermano estuvo 5 días detenido esperando que inmigración lo recogiera. Pienso que violaron sus derechos como ser humano.
The fact of the matter is, ICE does not always play fair, nor does it feel the need to justify or explain the legality of its own actions, which we as immigrant advocates, we find extremely troubling.
In addition, using local law enforcement agencies to enforce federal civil immigration laws invites law enforcement officers to engage in unconstitutional racial and ethnic profiling and to treat people perceived to be foreign differently.
Deportations in our city has led to hundreds of families being separated, which in turn has contributed to the decimation of our communities through poverty, children being raised without vulnerable parents, increased violence, and further isolation of our people from accessing a dignified life.
When strangers sojourn with you in your land, you shall do them no wrong. The strangers who sojourn with you shall be as natives among you, and you should love them as yourselves, because you too were strangers in Egypt. This call to hospitality and divine acknowledgement of human rights of all people should spur us on to discontinue this unjust agreement between ICE and our city. ICE holds do nothing to bring about the kind of city that we want to live in. The city of brotherly and sisterly love can no longer be a part of this unfair and immoral relationship.
The mayor will soon sign an executive order that will, in its current draft form, preclude the Philadelphia Police Department and the Philadelphia prison system from honoring all ICE detainers except those where the individual is convicted of a felony of first or second degree involving violence, and only when ICE secures that detainer with a warrant.
And until the hyphenated Americans of the past generation see that and understand that, and the Mexican, Cambodian, Laotian, African face of a new immigrant, the connections never going to be made. And I think we can do that through the police. And the police are safer in the end. When police approach people in a respectful manner, the interaction generally turns out good. Sometimes you have to arrest somebody, sometimes it stops, sometimes you take straight down, sometimes you have to shoot somebody. Man, that's the big responsibility of being a police officer in the city. But when you can interact with people in a good, positive way, you're much safer than you ever will be otherwise. So I'm glad you're ahead of the curve with the ComStat, and let's just keep on dialoguing and putting faces on our citizens who live here from other countries. Thanks.
I also want to acknowledge the administration and the office of Moima and Mike Resnick for their willingness to reconsider what was an earlier draft and get us, as Councilman Penny says, 99.7% of the way there. For the advocates, this is your victory. This is
No importa de qué organización somos, no importa de qué venimos, no importa de qué raza somos, unidos somos más fuertes. It doesn't matter which organization you come with. It doesn't matter where you come from. United all, we are stronger.